All right, guys. The talking bloke. For the record, I'm not a spammer. Welcome to the Better Late Than Never Why Ukraine live stream. I want to thank all of you who came early and those of you who came late. Yeah, quite a thing. Thanks everybody who's here. Talking bloke, thank you for spamming. Ronnie, I'm sorry to hear that. You know, some groups are just a little bit too aggressive with the ban button. But I've gone on some groups, some live streams or what have you, and been accused of, I don't know, not really being in Ukraine for one thing. When my name said American in Ukraine, and I was grilled about that and kind of silly stuff. KK's GG. Hi. Well, thanks for coming. Anyway, probably what I should do is actually take a look at my channel and see what. Oh gosh, I might be overloading my computer, guys. I have way too many things going on today. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, it's up there. It's on there. There we go. So if anybody wants to share this link again, because you were spamming my my link. Well, thank you, Ronnie. I appreciate that. I appreciate it very much. It's sacrifices that we all make. Okay, I'm going to share an entire screen now. There we go. So you can all see what I'm looking at today. And, I feel like it's turning into spam a lot. I don't like spam. You're going to have ham, spam, eggs, and spam. Okay. There we are. Let's see here. Yeah, so sorry about the time issue, guys. There's kind of a weird thing that happens. Facebook, and this could be my fault. I'm not entirely certain, but Facebook. Yeah. Thank you, Anna. Thank you. Thanks for bringing it up. Kharkiv, yeah, was attacked by aerial bombs. That's a big deal. We're gonna get to this. Iskander missiles. We're gonna get to this. Because it's a real freaking issue, right? I'm cool to talk about the terrorist attack. I feel like everybody's talking about that. I kind of want to Oh, there's vegan spam, Ronnie. Don't worry. It exists, I'm sure of it. Yeah, so this issue that Anna brought up, okay, about the attacks. Where's my article on this? Yeah, here we go. I thought I had this up already. Okay. So Russian strike residential area in Kharkiv, killing 1, wounding 19. The other day it was Kyiv. And we have to ask ourselves why. Like, why are they doing this now? And I think I said this before. I don't remember if I said it in my live stream. Maybe I said it to one of my students who, of course, we have to talk about these things in my English classes because I've had several students now who we had the class literally in the car park underneath the building or in the basement or with the lights off, because there's no electricity here in Ukraine. And by the way, in fact, I might have a power outage when these attacks have been coming in the evenings. For some reason in my area, we've been having power issues, power fluctuations, not really an outage, but like the power voltage levels seem to go up and down. So at some point in this live stream, I may I may drop it. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I was talking with some of my students about this, like, why is this happening now? And what are the Russians? What's their aim? Okay, and yeah, they're obviously killing civilians, but they're also working really hard. Yeah, the gliding bombs because their birds got blasted out of the sky. That's right. That's right, Ronnie. And here's what they're doing in my mind, and I don't, obviously I don't have any proof of this, but it seems like what they're doing is every other night. Thanks, Talking Book. Every other night, okay, they're sending a big, or every other day they're sending a big missile thing. So it seems like what they're doing here in Ukraine is one day they send out a bunch of drones and maybe some missiles, maybe some kind of shitty missiles, okay, and then what they're doing, I think, is they're mapping out Ukraine's air defense every day because Ukraine doesn't have enough air defense. And so they're figuring out where the gaps. Now, a lot of this air defense is mobile to a degree, but you can only move it so far in a day, and the Russians know that. And so they know that if they fire again within 24 hours, it's pretty likely that those gaps that they mapped out are going to be relatively accurate. Okay, and I don't have a map in front of me of let's see, maybe I can find one map of missile strikes in Ukraine. Maybe live UA map. Maybe it'll give it to us. That'd be nice. Yeah, no, that's not really accurate. And to be honest with you, I would not expect to have a really accurate map of where missile strikes. We might have an accurate map of air alerts, but probably not where the actual strikes are, because that again would be kind of giving away secrets. Yes, Ronnie. That was very interesting. Who was talking about that today? Was that Johnny on ATP Geopolitics? It's very interesting. The mobile phones, so cell phones on sticks, essentially, to pick up the sound. 8,000 of them, as I recall. It's remarkable. But to pick up the sound of drones and maybe some missiles, and then that information. I've been talking about this for a while. That hang on, I've completely forgot I needed to share my screen. There we go. Now you can see what I'm looking at. And here is the article that I was talking about. Wow, I was sitting here like an idiot. Do you know the height of the jets before they release the glides? I know. My understanding is they go up they kind of take they go up a lot and then release those glide bombs. So they go up as high as they can at the very last minute, and then fair, yeah, right, Herb. So, but it does seem to me, that Ukraine is working very, very hard, like with the cell phones on sticks thing, which, yeah, or that's been fairly widely reported now, but it'd be nice. Actually, I kind of wish it hadn't been, right? But what I'm saying is, I think that Ukraine's, one strategy that Ukraine is developing, and I'm really glad to see this, is the development of a network. Now it does seem like to me that we haven't heard of any more jets being shot out of the sky, and I think that maybe the fact that there were a Patriot, at least one Patriot system, seems to have been damaged, scared Kyiv, or maybe scared the U.S. operators of those Patriot systems, or advisors. Let's call them advisors, right? Maybe said, okay, no, we need to back off, and that's why, unfortunately, that's why Kharkiv is getting the short end of the stick right now. With these bombs coming down here, those jets that are shooting off those bombs. If there was a Patriot covering this area, either they pulled back the Patriots, or Ukraine's anti-aircraft defense they're just running out of missiles, just straight up running out of missiles, and I mean that is also possible. It's just simply also possible. I'm not sure if I can. I mean, I'm so sick of talking about American politics, but we keep hearing, yeah, right, sure, okay, but I keep hearing about Mike Johnson. And Ukraine, maybe we're going to have Ukraine aid by Easter. In fact, that's what. Yeah, this is the article I was looking for. So he's saying things about, we're going to get this voted on by Easter. Okay. When is Easter? My God, I don't even know when Easter is. Easter 2024. I have no idea. And then, because for one thing, you've got Orthodox Easter, but Ukraine switched now, and okay, March 31st. Oh my God. So, no way, no chance, no chance. So, just how Christian of him. Funny, Ronnie. Let's see. Combat Veteran Reacts had what I think is actually a really, really good analysis. But I think he's so this. This. I just encourage you to take a look at this video here. Not this ad. Because he has I think he does a pretty good analysis based on the New York Times article. Okay. That he's going to, so this is what he's saying. So he's going to try to be, but I honestly, I've been saying this again and again. I think that, I think Mike Johnson is a snake. Shere Khan, so glad to see you, man. Good to see you. Okay. Hello from Ukraine. How's Texas? Let's start a new meme interactive, a Mike Johnson voodoo doll with extra pins. Well, he is from Louisiana, so he might even believe in that. I don't know. But yeah, so Combat Veteran Reacts had a pretty good, speculative analysis on this, saying that perhaps, and this is based on the New York Times article, that perhaps the Biden administration is putting pressure on Johnson by there's a natural gas export terminal that is scheduled to be built in Louisiana, I believe in Mike Johnson's district, or at least in his state, and they are that's awaiting approval from agencies within the Biden administration, and it looks as if the Biden administration is holding up allowing that until until you know until Ukraine gets its aid. That's what I'm hoping for. That's the so maybe they're putting some, like a little carrot and stick approach, essentially, is what I'm hopeful for. But I'm not too hopeful. Not at all. So I just honestly, I don't even feel like it's worth talking about. I suggest everyone go and watch this video, and if you believe that, then we can debate it when it happens. And I'm just not going to get my hello, Rhonda. Good to see you. I'm just not going to get my hopes up about it, essentially, And the other thing that I'm not interested in doing is getting into a big speculation about Biden administration encourages Speaker Johnson. So he has to choose his loyalties, right? I mean, I'm sure he's quite loyal to Trump, but if you've been listening to anything that Lev Parnas, if you guys know who that is, so Lev Parnas, Trump, Ukraine. Now this guy, of course, this is the article. Great video here. I highly encourage you to watch it. What motivates Trump's hatred of Ukraine? And Lev says over and over in this video that Trump tries to say, he tries to pretend, he tries to keep people who support Ukraine thinking that, maybe Trump, it really will, help Ukraine. Maybe he's just bluffing, or whatever rationalization they have for voting for Trump. And no, Lev was very, very close to Trump, was one of his foot soldiers, wrapped up in the whole crazy conspiracy with Biden and all this other crap, the fake election, trying to engineer the election, yada yada. Really, Ronnie, Lev got shut down on Fox when he started to talk about the orange. Really? Okay, MTG going to take a hard fall. Her time is coming too. Let us hope. Let us hope. But I'm not going to get into this. And obviously, especially here on YouTube, I'm not going to show this. What they killed a bunch of people, but the fact that the Moscow government is allowing to be shown active torture of prisoners on their, just talking about this whole thing, with the terror attack and the suspects is just, I mean, it speaks to a lot of the Russian mindset, on many levels. Like that, I understand. Like, when 9/11 happened, a lot of people were angry, but well, I guess I suppose we did our fair share of torture, but it wasn't like that. I mean, we had our Guantanamo Bay, but it wasn't freaking cutting off ears and feeding it to them, for God's sakes. I mean, Jesus Christ. The problem is, at what point do you come down to the level of the perpetrators? At what point are you just as bad as they are? Yeah, thank you. Their mask has slipped. All the masks are slipping. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they right. That's thank you, K-Joy. It terrorizes all of us. Yeah. Well, that is their point. The whole point of it is to say, we are Russian, we are scary. But it only works so far. Fear only takes you so far, and then eventually, it, like the Bene Gesserit in Dune. It passes over you and through you, and only you shall remain. So, all right. So enough about that. Enough about that crazy crap. Let's talk about what's going on in Ukraine from Ukrainians' perspective, yeah, as much as possible. And Anna, I know you're here, and I know we might have a couple of other Ukrainians here. Yeah, Manu Dune. I have not seen the new movies, and I don't think I will. I have. To me, the first Dune movie was the only Dune movie. The director's cut is all I needed. Thank you very much. I'm sure the new one is good, but yeah. Right. Nothing. Yeah. Thank you, Ronnie. Nothing new from the orcs. They unman. Yeah, man. And it goes to the internet to scare. Okay. But I want to just show you. So this is a Ukrainian graveyard. Okay. That's what this is. That's what you're looking at here. Yes. Yeah, I am. Yeah. I'm a Sting fan for sure. Soul Cages is my favorite album, by the way. Yeah. There are hundreds, maybe thousands of graveyards popping up all over Ukraine, just like this. Let's see if I can find the article about it, because I think it's important. And there's a reason. There's a reason I want to talk about it. Right. So this is a little article from a couple of weeks ago, but I think it bears repeating. 37-year-old International Legion volunteer from Germany killed by Russian shelling. His name was Stefan. I want to prepare you guys because I haven't heard from Tony, and I'm worried. That's the real situation here. I haven't heard, and I'm worried. The real Vladimir Putin. Why? God. I remember who you really are. Oh man. All right. So guys, we sent we sent Tony out there and I knew that there was, there's always a chance. And I'll just be honest with you, he didn't want me to say this, but he told me that he was afraid. I talked to him about 45 minutes before he went to the front line. A week and a half ago now. Yeah. So, yeah, a week and a half ago. Yeah, that sounds right. And, he told me he didn't think he was going to come back. Well, he thought he was going to die, is what he said. Yeah. May the gods bless and keep him. I hope that what I really hope is that he lost his phone. That would totally not surprise me if he did, and if that happened. Second possibility is, he's in a hospital somewhere. And that's a distinct possibility. 12 days, yeah. Thank you, Shirkan. I was trying to remember. The rotation, I believe, is 6 days. So he told me that if it goes on more than that, or yeah. So we're just waiting to hear back. And he got moved to a new unit, and he told me what the unit was. Well, 79. It's in my text messages with him, and somewhere. And if I don't hear back from him by the weekend, I'm gonna hunt down the unit. Try to anyway, and but we knew. They call it a war for a reason. So not the first of my friends to die here, but I don't know what else to tell you right now. I'm not in like a state to, emotional state to deal with it, but it's there. It's out there. So there you have it. Yeah, thank you, Herb. Our brother needs to come back to the fold for sure. So, I think it's a time. I think it's a good time to talk about mobilization in Ukraine, and they still haven't made a decision yet. I honestly think that it's not going to happen until Putin calls a full mobilization, which I'm kind of surprised it hasn't happened yet, to be honest with you. Really surprised, actually, because Shoigu announced, 2 new armies. Yeah, thank you. Plan on vengeance now, for sure. Yeah. So, it happens, and it's going to happen. It's probably going to happen again because he's not the only soldier. I haven't posted pics about it yet. I haven't posted anything about it yet. Oh no, that's not true. The video that I sent out, okay, just so you know, the short, I sent out a short, like yesterday? Maybe it was yesterday. Showing, come on, James. Yeah, here we go. This short, yeah. So just so you know, I sent the plate carrier. I wanted to send them together, so I had plates and a plate carrier, and you guys paid for them, and I was going to send them together, but I couldn't find anybody who wanted both plates and a plate carrier. So just so you know, the plates arrived out in the Chasiv Yar area today to the Alpha Company, 1st Battalion. Okay, and I haven't even posted the video of me sending those plates. I need to do that. Oh Jesus. And then I sent a plate carrier to a friend of mine who he's from England, from the UK. If any of you guys are from Great Britain, he's from Peterborough. Where everybody talks like this, Peterborough. Very first person I met when I joined the Legion last year, and so we were like, bunk neighbors, I guess, and I gave him a pair of pants. He didn't have any camouflage pants or anything, so I gave him a pair of mine. This was last year, and he ended up getting COVID and getting sick and going home. But he had like military experience. He was like a young kid, 20 something, 23 or something like that. But he ended up getting COVID. I think he actually had COVID when he came and didn't tell anybody, or didn't know he had it. Got everybody on the goddamn barracks got sick. But he always planned to come back. And this week he did. And he messaged me. He's been watching these videos, so I hope I haven't, shared too much. I'm not gonna, say his name or anything like that. But well, we all got sick, man. It was crazy. But I sent him this, and the situation was, originally I was just gonna send a plate carrier. And so if we watch this video here, so originally I was just going to send the plate carrier, okay? And then I thought to myself, wait a minute, I don't want to just send a plate carrier. If I'm sending something to my guys, in the barracks, the training guys, there's guys that need, shoes, especially, for training, is all kinds of things. So I sent obviously the plate carrier here, but if you look on the screen here, that tube that you see where it says spicy, that is a last year I grew 27 chili pepper plants here on my wife's kind of farm. Okay. In fact, I think I have some videos, early short videos on my channel here of me doing farming stuff, which I still do, obviously. And so we had so many chili peppers. You just can't imagine how many damn chili peppers. So we dried them. And actually, I just dried some more. Hang on. So I've actually, here, I'll show you here. I've got more chili peppers. These are cayenne, actually. But I had a mixture of cayenne, jalapenos, and some kind of not super spicy Ukrainian chili pepper. I better put this over here so it doesn't spill. So anyway, so this tube here, which what it actually is it's a tube of multivitamins that I like to take. But I ate all the multivitamins, but it does a really good job of keeping things dry because it has this desiccant in the cap. So anyway, because that's the one thing, man, the food in the barracks is so bland. Yeah, so bland. So anyway, and this is not, by the way, this is not for my friend because he's from England, and of course they don't have spicy food in England. Apparently, all they have is bland ass, I don't know, spam or something. So And then so all right. So we got the spicy pepper there, as you can see. That's the I have so much of that still, chili pepper there. And then these pants and shirt are actually mine. The pants that you see here are pants that people, when I was in the barracks, I guess I can't show it. When I was in the barracks, some people tore their pants and they just threw them in a big pile of torn, ripped up clothes. And so I took about 3 pairs of these torn up pants, took them to a local tailor here in my village, and for like 40 grivnas, which is like $1, had them repaired, and then sent them back to the Legion. And so those were that was the last pair of those pants. And then these shoes, I bought these shoes, these boots here, when I first came to Europe at a goth music festival, of all things. They're steel toe, steel shank with like buckles and shit. And I love these shoes. They cost me about $200, all leather and everything. Did I rub chili peppers on the pants? That would be funny. I didn't think about that. I should have just in the crotch. Okay, that would have been funny. No, I didn't, unfortunately. It would have been a fun prank. But yeah, so the shoes here, the problem is, so I bought these shoes. They were size 46, which is supposed to be size 12. And it turns out that I guess my feet were too big for these shoes. I tried to wear them. I tried so hard to wear those shoes, and they fucked up my feet, frankly. Because my feet are too big, not because the shoes are fucked up. The shoes are great. So I sent the shoes. So somebody can wear them, maybe not in combat, but it's enough to wear for training, Maybe they'd be good for combat. They're just, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so and while I was putting this all together in the box, my wife's mother came in and she said, she was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "ZSU," that's means the army, right? And then she said, "Oh, solodinki, chocolate." She wanted to put solodinki means like sweets or candies. And so she wanted it, and I was like, "Nee, no. Just this, it's fine." And so pretty soon she said, "Yabluchka," which means apples. She went down to the basement. These are last year's apples, but they've kept them in like a cool room, so they're still good. And she like, I had to get a bigger box. I was like, I don't want to carry all this. But anyway, so the apples came from my wife's mother. So there you are. Hello, Anna. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. I apologize about my time delay issue if you got the wrong time on the notification. Who knows? Silliness. Anyway, so with all this other craziness going on, it made me feel better. And you guys helped. I just want to point that out. You guys were the main contributor to making this happen. So thank you so much. So I want to share with you some articles and discussions that are going on in the Ukrainian media, and some of the discussions that I've had in the past week with some of my students, for example, about coming to terms with the fact that this war is just like Americans and Europeans have. Well, I don't know if most Americans are completely checked out of this war, but maybe Europeans are coming around to the idea that this war is not going away. And it's amazing to me, it has been amazing to me how many Ukrainians I've met who really thought that this war was, like they thought Ukraine was going to win, but they thought the war was going to be just a few months, a couple of weeks, 6 months, maybe a year maximum. And now they're finally coming around to the idea that no, this is a long-term thing. So this dude you're looking at here, Serhiy Pritula, he has a foundation called the Pritula Foundation, and has a big influence on just all sorts of supplies to soldiers. Okay, and so it's really good that he's coming out and talking about things that need to be done within our society, because I think Ukrainians first, they thought the war was going to be over quickly. It was going to be just a limited offensive. Yeah, Mitch, I agree with you. You say, I said from the start this won't end while Putin is alive. Yeah, and I knew, I knew if the war started, like I thought I had pretty clear eyes about it, but I mean, you can understand not everybody is so tuned in. Not everybody wakes up in the morning and reads all the news that's happening and listens to ATP Geopolitics all day long, and you know, and that's true just as much in Ukraine as anywhere else. And so so Ukrainians are also coming to terms with the fact, I think, that let's see if I can find the article. Also coming to terms with the fact that Ukraine needs to build its own supply. That, with all of this, so the first thought was that the war is going to end pretty quickly. Then the second thought was, oh, well, America and the EU is promising all this stuff and it's going to save us. And you can understand how they sounded, how they must have been incredibly hopeful, how they were incredibly hopeful. And I was thinking, oh no. Oh no, they don't know what America's really like right now. You know what I mean? And you can't tell most Ukrainians, when I try to explain that not every American is rich. um, not every American has a gun. All the stereotypes that Europeans, I would say in general, but especially Ukrainians have with about Americans. And I have to explain, we have this crazy political system, and it's getting crazier, and it's bewildering even to us. And don't count on anything that anybody says. Just the Ukrainians have this wonderful idea that it's only their country that has a problem with corruption. like they have this idea that unfortunately, it's an unfortunate concept, but that Ukraine has all these problems, and if we can just join the EU, the EU doesn't have these problems, with corrupt politicians and everything else. And I'm like, no, oh no. And now the reality is coming, but this is the nice thing, because people are waking up here. So I don't know who Herman Smetanin is, but Smetanin, Anna, maybe Smetanin, doesn't that mean isn't that like Smetanka? I think that means sour cream. So I think his name might mean sour cream. Anyway, the capabilities of domestic production 3 times exceed the purchasing capabilities of the Ministry of Defense. That's good news. What that means is that, in every shop and every backyard and basement, somebody's building something to do something. And so Ukrainians are, waking up to the fact and the idea that, we have, It's a hard thing. It's an unfortunate thing, and I think it's unfortunate not just for Ukraine and for this war. It's unfortunate for America and for the EU, okay? Because you may think that, or you may know people who think, "Oh, America's giving Ukraine so much, and or the Europe is giving Ukraine so much." What do you think is going to happen when they come out of this war and say, "You know what? Actually, America abandoned us." Because when Ukraine does eventually win this terrible, terrible war, if it's in 1 year, 5 years, or 10 years, how do you think they're going to feel? They're going to come out and they're going to be much more powerful, much stronger militarily, technologically, and economically. They're going to be someone that other countries want to have as an ally, you know? Right? So, and this is the thing about, I don't think I have the article up in front of me, but about the US wanting to, oh, this article is very good. This is the one I was really thinking of when I am going on this rant, right? Ihor Liski, whoever that is. I don't know. If we want a real victory, we must provide ourselves with ammunition. That's what it comes down to. This is the realization that Ukrainians are starting to have. Yeah. And yeah, it's great. I love that, the Czech Republic is saying 1.5, first they said 800,000 shells. Now, this was back in February. Now it looks like 1.5 million. 1.5 million is still not enough. Not when Russia is doing 3 million and getting 3 million from North Korea and wherever else. Oh yeah, Talking Book. Thank you for bringing that up. About the. Did I just close half my tabs? What is going on? With regards to the. Let's see. Where is it? Here it is. Yeah. So this is what's happening. This could be very, very interesting. So, Talking Bloke, have you seen the protests about corruption in Hungary? Pretty amazing. I mean, this could turn around. I don't know. Things are getting crazy. I mean, they have supposedly they have 45% of the electorate. So the actual margins in Hungary are pretty slim. And given the fact that, especially considering the fact that Orban controls the media, given that fact, it's actually pretty amazing that that they even have 45%. Here we go. Orban embroiled in corruption cover-up, and it was all about a sex abuse scandal it's been going on for months, but it's linked to so many other things. Yeah, thank you, Ronnie. It's already going on for weeks. Yes. Yeah, you're right. It's been going on for weeks. This is just the biggest iteration of it, and the fact that it keeps on going is pretty good. And the fact that, I mean, Orban is probably wishing that this could have the effect of driving Orban into the arms of Putin, and it could have the effect of Hungary, leaving the EU or something like that. I mean, I'm sure Orban is thinking about, wow, if I were Putin, I could just have all of these people arrested right now and sent to gulags. So yeah. Oh, look at this. I did not see this before. This is an encouraging thing. Okay. So EU defense a priority even for Eurosceptics. I mean, it makes sense. Eurosceptics are typically right wing. And unfortunately, the right wing has been largely co-opted in both America and in the EU, by pro-Russian misinformation. But right wingers are also usually very pro-defense. So that's a good thing in the sense that, in the sense of waking Europe up to get their defense industry building up. You know what I mean? Ah, wow, yeah, KKCG. Crazy watching the people of all these former Soviet countries waking up to the fact that democracy is not a spectator sport. I wish more in the West knew it. I was saying this I did a post in the community post on YouTube a couple of weeks ago that, maybe we invite this on ourselves by forgetting, not well, you guys know how I feel about democratic education, which means democracy in schools. You have to go back. I had one of my earliest live streams was about I did teach at a democratic school. So a democratic school is a school where the students vote and decide everything about the school. Breaking news: the whole world is corrupt in one way or another. Well, that's true. But this is another thing here. this bit about the EU does not want to transfer to Ukraine the 5 billion euros of profits from the frozen assets of Russia. Okay, I just read the Political article as well, right? So now I knew it. Wow, thank you. KK's GG, thank you so much. You guys will notice that Dimitri, you are now an elf friend. I hope you enjoy that. So I'm going to talk. By the way, I'm going to talk about changes to the Discord server after I kind of get through the news a little bit. But so basically, I knew this was going to happen. Just, you know what I mean? Like jerking it out from under us. Okay? Jerking it out from under us. So Ukraine desperately needs this money, and the EU is saying that the 5 billion retained is a buffer allowing payment for ongoing potential lawsuits, according to the Commission. So who is this Commission? The European Commission this month finally proposed to use 90% of the proceeds of frozen Russian assets held in Europe to buy weapons for Ukraine. This is worth between $2.5 billion and $3 billion a year, but the bloc is restricting itself to revenues accrued after February 15th, 2024. What the F? I'm sorry, this is total. You think you need 5 billion for ongoing lawsuits? There's no way. No, 0% chance. And you think that 5 billion is going to get used for lawsuits? No. Here's why is my live stream today titled How to Prevent Nuclear War? Right? How to prevent nuclear war is to fund Ukraine fully. Not 5 billion, not 55 billion, like 500 billion. Okay? Just everything that Ukraine needs. Not this, go to Sierra Army Depot and just empty it out. Okay? Empty it out. This is how to prevent nuclear war, by fucking crushing Russia, by teaching them that it doesn't matter if you think you're a nuclear power. If you invade another country, you will be crushed. Okay? You will be obliterated. You will have 0% chance because we signed a Budapest memorandum. That's what the situation should be. And I know you guys have heard this already, I'm sure, but tell your friends. Every country in the world is looking at the situation in Ukraine and saying, "Oh shit, Ukraine gave up their nukes. And now look at what happened." Okay? So that's how to prevent nuclear war, guys. It's not letting the bully keep bullying. It's not letting the cancer grow. That is not going to help. All right. Let me catch up here. Because I actually had an order that I was going to talk about things. This right here. Yeah? Oh, thank you, KK's I appreciate that. And I hope to reward you guys who are joining my Discord server by having an awesome freaking Discord server. But if you look at this, okay, a training ground in China's Inner Mongolia has completely replicated the road network near Taiwan's presidential palace. Okay? China is literally training to take over Taiwan. They're preparing for it. We can see it. That's what's going on here. You don't get a crazy ass road shape like that by chance. That's like, why? This is, if you want to prevent World War III, teach those who would start World War III that they can't do it, that it's not going to work. Oh, Jonathan, how the hell do I get to be an ent? That's an excellent question. I want to be an ent. Damn. What I would say about that, Jonathan, how the hell do I get to be an ent? What I would advise you is, don't be hasty. Okay. It's coming. It's coming. Change comes slowly, if it comes at all, on my Discord server. But just like, to any of your friends, any people you know, even people you don't know, who say, but they have nukes. Yeah, and if we don't stop them now, other countries are going to have nukes too. Because Indonesia or freaking Brazil or something, and once one country on a continent gets nukes, then all the countries around there are going to want to have nukes, and that's how it spreads. Yeah. So yeah, you're right, Ronnie. China does the same as Russia for years, testing holes in their airspace, testing holes in the airspace of Taiwan constantly. And here's the deal, of course, right? Ukraine didn't, or nobody thought that Ukraine had anything that was worth saving. The US knows that something like 90% of the highest end chips that go in your iPhones, that go in our computers, and high end, systems, computing systems, the U.S. knows that Taiwan is the only country right now that has the technology to produce that. That may not last forever, but right now that is the case. And that's the only reason, I would argue, the only reason that America is, kind of defending Taiwan or preparing to defend Taiwan. For that reason and for that reason only. Thank the gods. Thank the gods that 20 something years ago, 30 years ago, was it in the late 80s, early 90s, some entrepreneur in Taiwan said, "Hey guys, we should do this," and then kept at it until now they are the only ones producing those high level chips. Because when you look at this map and this training ground, China wants that. That's what they're after. Okay. The fact is, Ukraine has a lot of resources too. Ukraine has a lot of resources too. Oh yeah, you're right, Mark. That's true. The Netherlands and the USA, and actually the Netherlands and Taiwan kind of work together, as I understand it. Thank you, Mitch. Yes, Netherlands makes the machines that Taiwan has that do part of the process. Yeah. Thank you. Well, Ukraine, A, is a breadbasket. B, has massive oil, coal, mineral resources. A huge amount of resources that are untapped. And Russia woke up to that idea before, before the rest of the world did. Because, obviously, we know why. Yeah. ASML, thank you. That's the company that makes the chips, right? Or is that the Dutch company? Okay. Anyway, be that as it may. So I am reminded distinctly, okay, of this particular. Let's see if I can find it here. I want to bring it up. I don't know if I'm going to get copyrighted for this or not, but it needs to be. It needs to be Key and Peel. Yeah, here we are. If I get copyrighted for this, whatever. I don't know. Here we go. No, I don't care about that. Go away, ads. Give me a second. Come on, YouTube.
Gentlemen, it has been a pleasure and an honor to meet you and your people. The U.S. government supports you in every possible way, ideologically, of course. However, we cannot offer any military aid at this time.
With all due respect, Ambassador, we need more than that.
We are dealing with
I'm going to play. If I have to take this out
that's unfortunate.
later, I will.
Warlords overrun villages.
Yes, that's regrettable.
rapes, tortures, all manner of human atrocities.
That's really sad. But the U.S. military is simply spread too thin. We can't afford another intervention at this time.
But what we could use your help with, really, is protecting our vulnerable, plentiful, and newly discovered oil reserves.
Oil? Excuse me 1 second. Operation Golden Eagle is a go. Welcome to democracy.
We also have natural gases. Oh, yes, a lot of it.
If you haven't seen that before, it's hilarious. It's a sketch, Mitch. It's a sketch. Yeah. Key and Peele, they're fantastic. I think I'll have to edit that out of my live stream. YouTube usually lets me do that. If it does get copyrighted, it's fine. I highly recommend you going and watching it because I think it says everything that you need to know about American foreign policy. If if America woke up to the fact that, Ukraine could be and what it will be in the future, this Sierra Army depot would be empty. Be freaking empty. and all 10,000 Humvees and 5,000 M113s and 3,000 tanks. They'd all be in Ukraine. We wouldn't have like where's the article here? Let's see if I can find it. About now that I'm completely out of my order, about Macron, causing this big kerfuffle with, we need to send troops, and and the U.S. is like, oh no, we can't say that. We wouldn't. There wouldn't be any argument about it, really, no argument. And instead, we've got this situation. So Ukraine is having to destroy, because thank you, Sarah. I'm just shocked that we aren't in there for the uranium. By the way, thanks for coming. Ukraine destroying Musk's Starlink systems being used by Russia. So you know what? I mean, fine. Musk doesn't want to turn them off. We'll destroy him our damn selves. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, I say. And they're homing in on the GPS, well, not GPS signal, the various signals that the Starlinks put out. Obviously, they have the Starlinks. They're able to experiment on it. How can we find these Starlinks? And they do. And yeah. Oh, here we go. This is the article I was looking for. Macron riled Washington with statements about sending troops to Ukraine, And then, I'm not even going to bring the article up, but we hear that that the United States is saying, "Oh, please stop taking out refineries." Yeah, Sarah, thank you. A true geological map of Ukraine is a wet dream. Anna, I can tell you why the U.S. is not filing charges on Musk yet, because they need him not just for Starlink, but because Starlink or SpaceX rather is deploying a huge network of spy satellites for the United States. That's why. That's what's going on there, if you want to know. So, yeah. Let's see. I'll bring up the article for you here. Ukraine. No. It said Ukraine. Starlink deploys spy satellites. Yeah. Elon Musk builds spy satellite network for U.S. intelligence, report says. So that's what's going on there. Wait, what is going on with my screen? Oh, I see. It's an ad. Okay. That's what's going on. If you want to know why, why Elon Musk hasn't faced any sanctions for screwing with Ukraine, that's, they're walking a fine line there. They're walking a fine line. So that's what's the haps, right? But yeah, so so the U.S. is saying, hey, don't take out too many oil facilities because you're going to raise the price of gas, or at least if you want to do it, wait until after the election. I'm sure that's what they said. Can you wait until after November? Just maybe like November 10th. Can you do it? Start November 10th. Ukraine's like, you aren't sending us enough money. You're not sending us enough missiles and stuff for us to even listen to you anymore. That's what I would be saying. Like, if you want us to do or not do something, fucking, lay something down. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw this, but okay, I should have thought of this. 300 million to Ukraine from USA. So there was 300 million. So it was reported here March 12th. It was included in the omnibus. Okay. U.S. to send new weapons to Ukraine. Package worth 300 million for Ukraine. Okay. Blah blah blah. Yeah. Guess what? It turns out that money has already been spent. Okay. That didn't happen. Let's see. US 300 million to Ukraine from USA already spent. They put it into the budget. Here we go. Here we go. There's the article right here. Congress approved 300 million for Ukraine last week. The Pentagon spent it 4 months ago. Again, just like the EU, like, oh, we're going to give you 5 billion. No, we're not. Oh, we're going to give you 300 million. No, we're not. I mean, Ukrainians are waking up to the idea that America cannot be relied on. Okay. 39 Nobel Prize winners united to call on world leaders to deny Putin's legitimacy. That's news. Not really. This is news. Okay. This is the stuff that we should be talking about on every, All right. All right. So we talked about this, pulling out the rug. So yeah, so that's what's going to happen here. And when this does happen, I mean, Ukraine just may say the hell with all of you. You know what I mean? Right. Europe is leading. Who would have thought that would be the case after 2 years? But again, after the European Parliament elections this June, I seriously question how that funding is going to come through and if it's going to continue to come through, So let's see. James, it's not even gas prices for election. It's the total amount. Yeah. Biden knows that there is no way, even at max output, the U.S. can make up the difference that we needed globally. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But I totally agree with you. I think that gas prices are going to go up, but why are they going up? Okay, because America didn't help Ukraine when it should have, to the extent that it should have. They should have known about this a year ago, 2 years ago. 2 years ago, they should have had, the Sierra Army Depot should have been empty. The Arizona Aircraft Boneyard. Yeah. How many F-16s are here? Yeah. How many, freaking B-52s, whatever? These should be, maybe not empty, but at least on their way moving out from the boneyard. Okay. These should be mobilized. They should have started 2 years ago. Okay. It should have started already happening. 3,100 aircraft worth 35 billion lie unused in Arizona's boneyard, just rotting out there. You're telling me that some of these couldn't have been sent to Ukraine already? So if the U.S. didn't want oil prices to go up, they should have helped Ukraine crush Russia to begin with. And maybe in 5, 10, 25 years, when half the world has nuclear bombs, and every little freaking mom and pop shop Banana Republic country has nuclear weapons, and people are going, whoa, how did we get here? We can look back to this time and say, oh gosh, we should have helped Ukraine. Yeah, OPEC will definitely not cooperate. Absolutely not. Okay. Oh, this is the article. Why couldn't I find this article before? I swear to God. This is important. I wanted to talk about this before. In Ukraine, a nationwide map of the burials of fallen heroes is being developed. So, I think that this is awesome. Developers plan that this map will contain information about each buried hero regarding the place of service, place of death, and a brief history of his life. That's fantastic. No, Herb, that's true. The U.S. does have the capacity to refine and sell surplus and pump more oil. The government is throttling it for no good reason. I mean, it could be argued that there was a reason to do it before, but there's no reason for it now. There's sure as hell no reason for it now. There could have been, lots of economic, environmental arguments and all of that. Well, I mean, Biden has increased and allowed an increase of oil production and natural gas production, and so did Obama, but not enough for this situation. Not enough for this situation. Sure, not enough for the long term. I mean, we know that this war has completely screwed our global warming climate change thing. I mean, we're screwed. We were starting maybe to make just the start of progress on climate change. We're screwed on climate change now. Totally screwed. I think a European fund for purchase of U.S. weaponry would be sweet. I totally agree with that. I think that boneyard needs to. Canada especially could produce way more oil and gas. But we've committed to making electricity by rubbing sticks together. Okay. I mean, I consider myself, an environmentalist of sorts. But in this case, this is a serious situation. There's a whole other thing. All of that kind of goes out the window when we're in the middle of a damn war. But I do like this idea of, rather than just having rows after rows of, graves. I mean, if you look at these graves are amazing. The lights and the all kinds of tons of flowers and stuff. I really do like the idea of having a kind of like a database where you could have a map and you could know, and you walk to a person's grave and something about their life, rather than just having the name. But in Ukraine, you should know that it's very common in graveyards. Did I say woke? Oh, Herb said woke. Okay. Well, Herb, I'm woke. I actually, hang on. Yeah, I finished my tea, my caffeine tea. I won't go to sleep until midnight now. Right. Price of gas will go up anyway because of summer usage. Always does. Okay. So the point I'm trying to make here, guys, is I think this is a really cool thing. And having a database and being able to, when people walk around or they go to a graveyard and they can, you could have an app that you pull it up on your phone, pulled up on your phone, and you say, oh, wow, this guy was an artilleryman and he did this and he did that, yada, yada, but yeah, Ukrainian graveyards are very interesting because almost all of the headstones have laser cut pictures cut into the stone in black and white, usually from a photograph of the person. So these graves that you see here are hey Paul, thanks for coming, by the way. But these pictures that you see here are very kind of like temporary gravestones or grave crosses, I guess. They will have, when this, after a couple of years, when all of these graves are, become more, anyway, it'll be like they have the gravestones they have are giant. They'll be as tall as me with this giant picture of this person. It's really interesting. In fact, we're coming up here on Memory Week, which I will talk about in a future live stream. It's a very interesting thing. It's a lot like Dia de los Muertos in Mexico. That's all right, Paul. You can lurk. You've earned it. So we've talked about that. Oh, this is important. I meant to talk about this. So there was some proposals about keeping people, making it so people who make a lot of money can just pay some money so that they don't have to go to war. Yeah, that got shut down. They're still negotiating this. I can't keep up with all these labels for people. I'll just have to watch CBC radio, I guess. Do you watch the radio, Mitch? I'm curious. Greg Terry did a video of a real long boulevard with posters of the fallen heroes of that city. Yeah, almost every city has a memorial of some kind like that. Yeah. Anyway, so okay, let me keep going. And we talked about this, and I'm gonna hold off on this one. No, I'm not showing this. Okay. I just want to see. All right, yeah. Some other things that I want to talk about today. I thought all cowardly rich people had bone spurs. Okay. Yeah, so let's talk about things that are going on in Ukraine here. Starsky reported on the reformatting of some troop groups and the adjustment of the rotation process. And that is, I know that's a big thing, and I think that these reforms, if they are done well, will. Oh, hey, K-Bell, thanks for coming. These reforms, if they are done well, will go a long, long way towards increasing enlistment in the army. So it's just interesting. It's an interesting thing that's happening. We won't know exactly what these changes are, but it looks like some reform is happening. It's the point I'm trying to make, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing, guys. Imagine, especially if you know any Republicans, okay, or if you are a Republican yourself, imagine if the United States government said, we are going to reduce the size of our government by 1/3. Just imagine that. All of these, American libertarians and Freedom Caucus guys who say they want small government, what they really mean is they want religious government. They want a theocracy. And a kleptocracy, but I digress. Imagine if Biden came out and said, you know what, we're going to reduce the size of our government by 1/3, 33%. Okay, we're gonna just cut some ministries out, some freaking departments. They don't need to be there. You know, like, that's a lot. I mean, it's amazing, you know, that they are doing this. So, you know, when if you have any friends who are saying, "Oh yeah, Ukraine's just wasting that money," no, 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 no. Ukraine is paring down in a big way, and actually, you know, Zelensky's ideas about how Ukraine should be governed always were fairly uh, libertarian in the American sense. Okay, Ukraine has a flat tax. I mean, a flat income tax. You know, Ukraine should be the right wing darling. To be honest, you know, it just so happens that Putin has more money to buy Republican politicians, and probably some Democrats too, but mostly Republicans. Okay. Yeah, and I've talked about that. And this I'm not ready to talk about. There's a new head of the Security Council. I don't know anything about him. His resume experience includes he was in the Russian FSB, apparently. I guess that's wild. He studied at the Russian FSB Academy from 1989 to 1994. Like, that's wild. But then again, Starsky, who's, you know, the commander of the armed forces, was born in Russia. Okay, you know, so it's interesting. I'm not sure. I mean, yeah, KK's GG. Yeah, what the fuck? But no, I mean, they were all part of the Soviet Union. So, yeah, like half of the command structure of Ukraine's military was trained under the Soviet Union. And trained in that's why, unfortunately, that's why we are to some degree in this war of attrition with two sides. Just, you know, I've talked enough about that. But it's pretty interesting. I don't know enough to have I don't know enough about this guy to have a judgment. I don't think anybody does. But there we are. Oh God, Sarah, yeah. Did you see Trump's new Bible ad? Yeah, I did. Yeah, no, I keep up with American politics like to the minute. I don't talk about it. I agree. KK's GG. I totally agree with you. It is befuddling to the mind. I mean, but, you know your enemy, right? What is it? Jesus said, know your enemy and pray for those who persecute you? No. I think I'm getting that backwards somehow. Maybe. Danilov, former SFB, maybe. I don't know, Sarah. Zaluzhny was the first that was not from Soviet school. I do not know about that. That is interesting. I should do some research on that. Mariam, hello. It's okay. You're not late. It's possible that my time got all mixed up. The situation with my live stream when I try to schedule it is Facebook won't allow me to set my time to Kyiv time. Facebook automatically sets my time to Russia time, which is 1 hour difference. And so because I also stream on Facebook as well as YouTube at the same time, how do I explain this? Because I stream to YouTube at the same time, the streaming software called Restream that I use automatically aligns itself, I guess, to whichever is the earlier. Anyway, it puts me on the time that Facebook says versus the time that YouTube says. But then, it's so confusing. So anyway, Mary, you're not late. That's the point I was trying to make. I actually started earlier than I wanted to, but it's okay. I talked about everything that I really wanted to talk about. I feel good. I don't feel good about this, obviously, but so with that all in mind, I'd like to share with everyone some of the changes first. Midas Touch Network. I think it's a terrible name for a channel that like supports democracy and stuff, and especially like a left wing channel, arguably. But I have liked watching them lately. Yeah. Thank you. If you're on Facebook, come over to the YouTube and join the Discord. Yeah. I may stop streaming on Facebook soon enough. I'm not sure. I might. But I wanted to show you some of the changes that I have made to the site and things that I have added. First of all, probably the number one thing that I constantly get asked about is rain gear, and I can't do secondhand rain gear anymore because I don't have access to that. So these are, rubber ponchos, basically, and these are so needed in training, really, really needed in training. Oh, okay. Time sync issues on Facebook might be daylight savings time related. US is in daylight saving time and Europe changes this weekend. That's interesting. Okay. That would make sense. Yeah, it's been really frustrating. But yeah, so I just want to show you the thing. And I was specifically told that, the 4th Training Battalion, this is where all the new guys go to train. And they really, really need backpacks. Really need backpacks and rain gear right now, because right now is the Rasputitsa season. That's, if you want to know why there's not a lot happening out on the front line, it's because more massive rain. Today is the first day in a week that we haven't had either rain or snow, and then it melts. Anna, Discord is by invitation for right now, unless if you do a membership. If you purchase a YouTube membership or somebody gives you a YouTube membership, you can join the Discord. Or if somebody, like, if you email me and say, hey, I'd like to join the Discord, I'll invite you to the Discord, Anna. Yeah. So I will probably be opening it up to the public at some point, but for now, I'm slowly building it, getting it tweaked, getting it perfect, getting a lot of help from Rokabit, the real Dave Seaman in here, and also Secular Sakai, Tridents Against Tyrants is helping a lot, and I'm going to get to that. We're going to talk about that, but first I want to talk about stuff that's on this page. Now, one thing that we're holding a raffle, okay, guys, and even if you listen, if you can't donate to this raffle, this is for a drone. So far, we've only had $25. We need to get to 800. Okay. If you can't donate to the raffle, share this with somebody. Okay. So this drone is this particular drone right here. Okay. It's called a Spider. Hang on. Spider 3 FPV drone, and with shipping and handling and everything, it's about $800. Okay, it's Ukrainian made. Oh, yeah, of course, right, Anna. Yeah, I knew that. Sorry. So, Yeah, you are. I just saw you on Tridents Against Tyrants. Yeah. Yeah, so the base level is elf friend, you know? Yeah. So when I see you on Discord, I'll send you an invite. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, no. The Rasputitsa season is crazy. So if you want to know why the lines are not moving very much, people are dying, as we know, as we've just talked about, but the lines are not going to move for a little while. There's this short window between, let's say approximately the end of the Rasputitsa season, whenever that is, probably next month or begin early next month, and June. And in that time frame, Russia is going to do all he can, like right now, boom, 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 to attack Ukraine. He's got, maybe 3 months to really do it before the shells start coming in, before the, let's hope to God America votes on the aid and all this stuff that, where the EU is waking up and starting to send stuff, but it takes a while to get there. So Russia knows, and that's why Russia is. This is a really critical time. I've had like 3 live streams where I've gone on and on about this. So if you only want to use PayPal, you can scan it. Here's the QR code, and you can, bada bing, bada boom. I don't have PayPal configured with. I'm still wrangling with PayPal over that to get it configured onto my Shopify. It's a whole big issue. I wouldn't go into it. But we, I don't want to have another news situation like with Tony. Okay. Thanks, KK's GG. We need to get you on another segment with the Shills and raffle tickets. We'll sell out in 30 minutes to an hour. That would be great. That would be really great, because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm worried about my guys out in the Chasiv Yar area, and that's where this is going to be going. Okay. And if you want to talk to someone, I'll just tell you right now. So let's go over to here. Here we go. Wow, there's your spam. Thank you. So listen, I'm still working on it. I know this is a very different Discord from other ones that you might have seen, and it is still a work in progress a little bit. Okay. But what I'd like to tell you about is that I just invited our very first actual active duty member of the International Legion into this group. Okay. And I'm going to be very careful to verify only people that because God knows there's tons of people online who are saying, oh yeah, I'm in the Legion, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I'm only going to invite Legion members that I know. And you will know who they are, because over here on the right-hand side, it will list them as, it's very different. Over here on the right-hand side, it will list them as Rohirrim. Originally, I was going to have everybody that came in as being Rohirrim. Rohirrim, like the Riders of Rohan from Lord of the Rings. Yeah. So those are going to be our soldiers. Now, they're going to have their own channel that you won't see. Sarah, yeah, face cover. Well, no, our guy who has joined us, his hang on, let me see if I can find. Oh yeah, his name in our group, you'll see him. It's U.S. Colonel UA Legion. Okay, he's not really a colonel. Okay, it's kind of a joke, but he is actually in the Legion, and you can go in there and talk to him. He or his group is the person, is the group, is the unit to whom we are doing this raffle for for this. It is River Daughter season, so pull out Bombadil and let's push forward to victory. Thank you, Jonathan, for yeah. So you guys will get to see his face. You guys will get to talk to him. He's on rotation right now, so he's actually, I can't tell you where he is, but if he wants to tell you, that's his deal. But that's who this is for. All right. And you can talk to him yourself if you go on the server. The other thing I wanted to just make a mention of is that I spent a bunch of time this past week, really, adding a whole bunch of cool stuff. Oh, K-Bell, it's okay. I know it's I don't know what time it is in Australia, so yeah. Talking bloke, yeah, you're Dunedin, or you might be listed as Ranger. So I'm never sure if I want to go with the Elvish name or with the English name, but I chose both. So anyway, the point is, so now you can buy patches and T-shirts, and I'm slowly adding. I just want to share this with you guys because I'm really proud that I found this. These are made in Ukraine. Okay, these shirts. This is coming from a Ukrainian company here, and I don't know if the actual shirt fabric. Well, okay, I have one company that I know for a fact physically makes the shirt. Like they get the fabric from somewhere, I don't know, but and then they cut the shirt here in Ukraine and sew it together here in Ukraine. Most of these shirts, most of the clothes that are, when they say made in Ukraine, they're really made in Ukraine. Okay. Let's see. We give to peeps with Greg who still need identifying stuff covered. Just scared shitless about small things like that. Seems every little detail could mean death. With soulless orcs in every corner. Fair enough. But that's why I've created this YouTube, this YouTube channel, but also why I'm being very careful in creating this Discord channel. That's why it's invite only right now. Okay, or membership only. Okay, so that I'm trying to be as careful as possible. Anyway, so I just wanted to point out that I'm adding. Oh, Ronnie, you're in the Netherlands. Look, you have your choice of black or white. Yeah. And so after the cost of the shirt, which I have to pay for, obviously, half of this money, $30, will go towards the ZSU, the Legion, and half will be put towards supporting the channel, basically keeping this whole thing going, supporting the organization. Okay. And maybe I need to change that. Maybe I need to make it I'm not sure how percentage, but that's what I have written down right now, and that's what I've been practicing. So people, if you've bought honestly, if you've bought magnets, like a lot of people bought these collectible magnets, which I still have up here. I didn't record it already, but I think I sold $80 worth of magnets. Okay. I sent 40 to the Legion, the International Legion. So I don't have a good way of recording that yet, but I will as this improves, as this builds. Anyway, so I just wanted to share that with you. I've got a bunch of cool patches on there. If you've got somebody that you know who supports Ukraine and they happen to be a chef, I think this is funny. I think it's hilarious. I think it's pretty awesome. No, Sarah, I mean, we've had a couple of infiltrators here, for sure. So I am trying to be very cautious and careful, So yeah, but I thought this was pretty cool. Now I'm trying to avoid um I need to have a t-shirt for that. Yeah, you're right. Maybe I need to go on one of these things where they do custom shirts for you. That would be really cool. I just Yes, real Dave Seaman. Yes. Thank you for adding all of the items, and he was real Dave Seaman was at there's a channel here on the Discord. No. Here. The channel on the Discord where it says support soldiers here. The Last Alliance shop. Oh, look, you can buy wet wipes. Everything that's on the shop is listed here. And so Rockabit was adding stuff, and he thought he was finished, and then he went back to the page, and he was like, "Wait a minute, what's all this new stuff here?" And what he didn't know was that I was adding things I was adding things to the page as he was adding things to the Discord. So thank you for your service, real Dave Seaman. But yeah, so if you find any cool, I also found a really awesome Ukraine flag pin. And then of course I have a bunch of stickers, and you can actually go to view all here. And I'm going to reorganize this. I'm probably going to set it to where there's like shirts and magnets and stickers and probably some other stuff. And it's all like, it's not just all jumbled together, but for now, this is, we'll burn that bridge when we come to it. Yeah. So the most important thing I would say about it is this raffle. If you got $5, please help, and this will be awesome. It'll make a difference. One thing to be aware of is if you pay through PayPal, it won't immediately get added to this total. I have to physically go in and add it to the total, which is a real pain in the butt, but it's how I have to do it right now. So, yeah, that is, I think we're good. I think that, I just want to thank all of you, for coming to my live stream, by the way, I'm going to try now Wednesdays. I'm not teaching any classes on Wednesdays, and I'm going to try and keep Wednesday nights open. For me, it's Wednesday night. I'm going to try and keep Wednesday nights open to do live streams. And I think that generally this time of day is so I'm going to do one in the middle of the week, the Wednesday, and then I'm going to do a live stream for me Saturday and Sunday around the same time. PayPal is a pain in the butt because I have personal problems with PayPal where they screwed up my account, and I'm wrangling with their customer service to get my account set to the correct email because it's set to a different email. And anyway, Possum Nation, thank you for coming. I apologize that you're coming in at the end here, but yeah, so 1300 hours Eastern Standard Time. So that's about what time I started, yeah? Is that right? I wasn't sure if it was 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock there. PayPal is still being sent to Elon's account. No, actually, the PayPal is going through my son's PayPal account right now, which he actually set up specifically for me. So if you go into the PayPal account and the name on the PayPal says Loki, like the god. By the way, Herb, if you're there, if you donate to the Last Alliance via PayPal, it will actually say you're making a donation to Loki. Just putting that out there because yes, that is my son's name. Now you know. Anyway, I guess we're coming up on 2 hours, guys. So I want to thank everybody for coming, and I hope. Okay. So KK's GG, if you can start the weekday stream so it ends an hour earlier than today, it won't conflict with other streamers. Oh, thank you very much for telling me. That's fantastic. Okay. Aha. Okay, so next week it'll be 1400 hours. Who's the other streamer, KK's GG? So I can just keep track of that. Because I noticed that Mercado, I went on to Mercado. Yeah. Herb, did you hear that part before you go? I don't know if you heard that part. Yeah, dude. He's actually, no, now he's a very, upstanding young man. But as a child, holy crap. Whew, the principal always knew how I liked my coffee. Let's put it that way. So there you go. Yeah. So wow, guys. I just want to thank everybody for coming. 36 degrees Mitten Oblast. Yeah. So Herb, I don't know if you heard this, but my son's name is Loki. I was just telling people that so that they don't get freaked out when they donate through my PayPal and it says you're donating to the God of Chaos. All right. So thank you, everyone. And Slava Ukraine. We're going to get through this. Ukraine's going to come out better. All right. So, do побачення.